What's going on, everyone? I have a plate of food here. We're not going to eat it because this is important. I'm on LinkedIn and I see this post, and this post says something like, hey guys, these entry-level job expectations are completely unrealistic and it's impossible these days to get a job. I've been trying for so long. This guy is complaining about not being able to get a job, which I feel. I wouldn't want that on anybody. Okay, it's terrible to be out of the job market and not get any interviews or anything back. But I comment, I'm like, hey man, like what I recommend doing for getting entry-level IT jobs is focusing on your projects. You know, don't just apply to places, right? Talk about projects. Have projects on your resume. That's something I'm actively working on. I recommend that. What projects do you got, right? And I tell him this, and you know what he says? He says, hey man, no one seems to really care about my projects. Red flag. I'm like, what are you talking about? No one cares about projects. Because everyone cares about projects. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Someone's like, yeah, I intern at some company, whatever, but I have like this crazy home lab project. I did a bunch of vulnerability testing and I have an entire like GRC workflow that I can present to you. I'm like, people are impressed by that. So I'm like, okay. So I write out this whole comment, and basically what I tell the guy is like, okay, what do you mean by that? Because either, number one, people don't know about your projects. And if that's the case, you should be talking about your projects. You should be making content around your projects. I looked at your LinkedIn page and I don't see you mentioning your projects. So if that's the case, you need to be talking about your projects, because your LinkedIn doesn't show me you have any projects done. And then the second thing is, if people are seeing your projects, but they're not getting any feedback to you about them, then they're just not impressed with your projects. And if they're not impressed with your projects, then get done more impressive projects. And the third thing is, if you have good projects, but people aren't getting back to you, show them to more people, which goes back to the first step of talking about your projects and making content around them. And so I make this whole thought out comment. Again, I don't want to offend this guy. And he responds, LOL, like, yeah, to be honest, I've only just mentioned them to recruiters, like on the phone. And I assume on the phone based on how he wrote it out. And I don't have any completed projects. So this is a crazy thing. And this person, right, like, best of luck to them. But this has to be a lesson to myself and to anyone watching this. This post, you know, has a fair amount of traction. Let's say 20,000 people, that's maybe a lot, but let's say that thousands of people have seen this post. What information did they get from you from this post? What did you articulate? What did you convey? Okay? All they got from you from this post, and mind you, most people are not giving you the time of day. They're not giving me either, right? They're not giving anyone the time of day of going through the comments. That's probably like 1 out of every like 30 people, let's say, right? I just pull out of thin air, but take my word for it, whatever. Most people aren't, that's the point. Most people are not going to even look at the comments for further context. What impression did people get from me from the post? They got the impression that you aren't, that's my coffee being done, you aren't good at your job, or that you aren't qualified. You aren't a winner. That's the impression they got. They got the impression that you're not a winner. They got an impression that you're not him, because you created this post just complaining about not getting interviews. No one, like, think about, like, again, guys, I want us all to win. I want us all to be on LinkedIn, and I want us to be successful. But you have to think, if I'm a company, or if I'm a recruiter, is that attractive? Is that attractive? Does that bode well? Does that express that you're qualified for a job? The fact that you haven't been getting interviews? No, that tells me you're entry level. that you don't know what you're doing, and also it tells me that you're entitled. For some reason, you think you should be getting a job, but you can't even go through the effort of creating a project, just finishing a simple project. I'm not better than anyone watching this. I have like the simplest of projects done, but like, mind you, it's not hard to finish a project. Just put in some effort. Like, put in an hour of time in your own place and put some screenshots together with descriptions. And just post it to GitHub. You can post it on LinkedIn. It doesn't need to be complicated. But what are we doing here? Like, guys, we have to think, like, this is the thing. This is like, I'm sorry. I'm just going to be completely honest here. This might offend somebody, but it just has to be said in my opinion. LinkedIn is not real social media. I mean, no social media is real, but no one cares about anything you do on LinkedIn besides your competency. LinkedIn is not to share your feelings on subjects. LinkedIn is not for you to share your memes. It's not. LinkedIn is for you to flex. LinkedIn is for aura farming. And everything you do on LinkedIn needs to be aura farming in one way or another. Even when you're commenting on posts, you should be showing yourself as competent and intelligent. You should be showing yourself as someone who is in your field is a contributor. Even if you're commenting on things, you're a contributor somehow. You're adding some kind of value to the conversation. Whenever you're posting something on LinkedIn, somehow it should be flexing your value. No one wants to give you a job on LinkedIn when you complain about not getting a job. No one does it. It's not attractive. It is the equivalent of the group of guys who complain about being incels and complain about being single and think that's going to make women want to be with them. When really all those women are thinking, wow, I see why no one's giving you a shot. Right? And think about it. All those impressions from this LinkedIn post wasted. All those impressions wasted. You could have gotten thousands of impressions through, I don't know, some real simple home lab project. Or, hey, I'm undertaking the new CompTIA security AI exam. Something like that. Like, you could just be, even if you don't have projects done, like on my LinkedIn, I'm trying to post like an article, a post every single day. Just explaining something I know. It's like a very small tidbit of information. It's not like, listen, and this is a serious issue that I see. I'm gonna end with this. At the end of the day, the main issue here, the crux of the problem, is the mindset. So many people have an actual loser mindset. They do not care about being a winner. They do not have any ambitions of being the top 1% or top 5, top 10%. They just want to get by. Guys, so little people are even showing up. Showing up by itself can make you a winner. So many people on LinkedIn don't even post content. LinkedIn is a professional platform. And if you are posting content about your profession, what is that showing for you? And millions of people on there just applying to jobs, no profile picture, no effort. I live in an apartment, guys. I don't know how much you can hear. I'm not editing this video, by the way. My goodness. The people who are putting minimum effort into their careers, into their work, will clown you, will make fun of you for trying, and for putting things out there, and for putting yourself out there. Those are not the kind of people that are going to win. The people who win are the people putting in the effort. It's okay to look corny. It's fine. I get it. Guys, the effort is just so important. The effort is what matters. Because all of these little actions, I'm telling you, having a profile picture, having a good description, having a good bio, having projects, posting on LinkedIn consistently, all of these mini actions lead to this momentum, and there's going to be a time where this is going to get you a job, or this is going to get you a connection, and you're going to get that role at that company that's really going to change your career. And then the people who are putting in minimal effort, lazy people putting in minimum effort into their career, they're going to look at you and say, oh, you got lucky. Yeah, I got real lucky by posting every single day. I got real lucky by, in my free time at work, writing something I learned and sharing with you knowledge I have and posting it to get 2 likes. That's really lucky. No. Don't be like these people on LinkedIn who are using it just to complain about the fact that they're not winners. Use LinkedIn to be a winner. And you don't even need to be a winner. You can just try. People would appreciate on LinkedIn, like people love it if you just make content about what you're trying to do. Hey guys, I have no IT experience. I have no cybersecurity experience. My goal is to be a SOC analyst. I'm studying for my Security Plus. What home lab projects would you recommend for me? Instantly, people will love that. People love it. People love to see the effort. Winners like to see the effort. That's a correction. Winners like to see the effort. And people are like, oh, look at this clown on LinkedIn posting dumb stuff. Okay, buddy. I don't care about your opinion. I don't want to be anything like you. That's it, guys. I've rambled way too long. See you guys later.